What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another video on the channel. There was no content today from EA, like literally none, which is absolutely fine. You know, we're at that stage of the game where the game's basically done. But because there was no content to make, and obviously based on the fact that I just don't miss days, it feels wrong to not upload and give you guys something. I thought let me use this opportunity today to give you guys a little bit of a Q&A. Not a proper Q&A. I basically try to pick questions that I get asked a lot to kind of ask the familiar questions that always come out, and also give you guys a little breakdown of what I've got going on and what's happening for the next few weeks until FIFA 21 comes out. So basically, if you guys don't know, I do have a TikTok, I do have an Instagram, I do have a Facebook, a second and even a third YouTube channel. I do have a Twitter account as well. If you want any of my socials, links are down below. Right now on the Clips channel, it's like montages of rage moments, funny moments, stream highlights, and just all the fun things that go on that you just would never see on this channel because it never gets published to this channel. And on the second channel right now is actually Fall Guys. So if you're into Fall Guys, go check out the second channel. Link is down below. On TikTok, it's a lot of just kind of like little memes and little rage moments and funny bits. And then going forwards for this channel, obviously this time last year I was doing a lot of draft content, and the draft this year, EA have just done a great job in killing again. You know, we're not here to talk about or bash EA or anything like that though, but the draft this year just isn't the same as it was last year. So I don't really care too much for the draft challenges. So I think when the new games come out, I know the golf game came out yesterday or today. I know Madden Ultimate Team is coming, or Madden in general, and then the Ultimate Team is coming very soon. And then I know NBA 2K21 is coming as well. I might just put those on this channel for a change instead of on the second channel. Usually they go on the second channel, but what I'd like to do is almost do mini Road to Glories, free to play, for somebody who's not big necessarily in the sport itself, but understands gaming and the way Ultimate Team gaming works, to show people that are also waiting for FIFA 21 and are playing these games. Here's how you can do it, you know, yourself without spending money and still get some good stuff going on. And then, you know, if it does well, great, and if it doesn't, it's what I'd be playing anyway, you know. So I think it'd be a good way as well to kind of look at the differences that you get from other Ultimate Team game modes or My Team with NBA 2K versus what we have in FIFA. But as you can see on the screen right now, the first comment we've got, the first question I've got, is from Thomas. He says, I've got a Twitter as well, if I didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said, what's the plan for the Road to Glory this year? Any stipulations like first owner or anything like that? Can't wait for the start. Love the series every year. So of course we run a Road to Glory on the second channel every year, and it basically just got too easy. You know, for people like me that play this game way too much and way too often, it gets really easy to get that kind of 95 to 97% team. I thought doing a first owner Road to Glory would make it fun, which is what we did in FIFA 19. Was it FIFA 19 or was it this year? And I changed. No, it was FIFA 19, wasn't it? And the reason why I actually didn't enjoy it in the end is because of the volume of SBCs that come out. It just became boring. It just became an SBC to Glory. Here's the tricky part. Like, there's so much I would love to do in terms of like just fun experiments with Road to Glories, like doing a no market RTG, so literally just never ever being able to use a market for buying or selling anything, and only ever being able to use things that you get out of packs. But that in itself creates this world where you can't necessarily make content that is eye-catching or would generate interest, and so I feel like I would get very bored of it very quickly, because it just wouldn't be fun. You know, I could sit there for a week, open all these packs that I get nothing that's worth anything, and then just be stuck. You know, we wouldn't be able to buy items off the transfer market to do SBCs or to do upgrade packs or anything like that. So right now, until we see what EA have got in store, I don't really know at this moment in time. I haven't got anything. If you guys have got any stipulations or any plans you'd like me to do, then go nuts. I think one of the hardest things that I think could be a lot of fun so I used to have this series called 100 and Out, and the idea was that I would take a player, usually someone terrible, play with them until I scored 100 goals, and then show you guys the goals. And that used to be a series back in the day. And I had a series that I started on Road to Glory as well, or a Road to Glory series, like mini series, where I was never allowed to upgrade a player until I'd played 10 games with them. So we could do something like that where no matter what I do, if I change a player, I have to stick with them for 10 games. I don't know. I like that. That's just what like the idea was to kind of like build up my own squad as I went. And so the idea was to like get a 65 rated player, play 10 games with him, upgrade him to a 66 rated player, play 10 games with him, and so on and so forth. But that series never really stuck on. It never really, caught on. So I don't know with regards to a Road to Glory, guys. I don't know. I literally just don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard because of what EA have done with the game and where gaming has gone and where social gaming has gone and where FIFA has gone. It's so hard for any Road to Glory to be actually different from anything else. They used to be so different. The players people used to use would be so different. Now it's just all the same. And when I started the PC Road to Glory, it took me like 4 weeks to get an end game team, and that was just too easy. And then we started the what did we start doing? I started doing another Road to Glory, or like we did the Sudamericana SBC grind to glory or whatever, and it's genuinely just too easy. So I don't know right now, guys, but the Road to Glory will be going again. I want to make it ridiculously difficult and challenging, but still fun and engaging, and that balance is something that I personally haven't struck right yet. Sometimes it's very engaging but too easy. Sometimes it's very difficult but not engaging enough. So we'll try and get that balance right for this year. Ismail says, what did EA do wrong that made the game die faster than before? And the reason why I chose this question, it's not necessarily a frequently asked question, so to speak. It's just a very interesting question because the answer is quite simply they didn't do anything wrong. If you take off your I hate EA glasses or whatever, and you look at the game that they released this year compared to last year, and last year compared to the year before, and the year before to the year before, and so on and so forth, they have made such great advancements with FIFA year on year. They haven't, not everything and not all the time, but mostly like the game is just better year on year. Sometimes the gameplay is a little worse than the year before, or sometimes there are broken game mechanics that are far more unbearable than the year before. Sometimes the menu content is not quite as good as before, but for the most part, the game is better year on year. So the question isn't what did they do wrong that made the game die faster than before? The question is, why does the game die faster than before? Because I don't think it's necessarily something that EA did wrong. It's definitely not something that they're doing right, but I don't think it's anything they're doing wrong. And I think the reason why the game dies faster year on year is because as each year goes, people find the shortcuts far quicker and far easier, and people manipulate and abuse them far more because of social media and how Twitch and YouTube and such has exploded. Day one, all people are doing is looking for what's the most efficient way to get the most coins, to get the best players without spending money. What's the most efficient way to score goals? Is there any glitches or techniques that will work that will really help me? Like the squad battles glitch that got really exposed hard this year, where you could just stand still for the whole game. That's going to make it a lot easier for people to get top 100 or now top 200 each week, or Elite 1 each week, with doing very, very little. And so I don't think the problem is necessarily that EA did something wrong. I think it's just that everything gets exposed to such a higher degree so much faster than any year previous that it very, very quickly sours the game. Like already this year in FIFA 20, like 6 weeks into the game cycle, I had basically given up on FUT Champs because unless I hit one of the absolute best players in rewards, they weren't improving my team. So I kind of gave up on FUT Champs because I just didn't get much satisfaction out of that. So even though I don't necessarily think they've done something wrong to make it die faster than before, they also don't do anything to kind of like stop it from dying faster. And that's where I think talking about playing like Madden Ultimate Team or NBA 2K Ultimate Team or my team on this channel and showing you guys the things that I like out of those games and the things that I think EA could take out of those games that would actually give such longevity to the game and allow people to enjoy playing with it a lot more. But I'll ask the question back to you guys to put into the comment section down below. What do you think that EA did wrong that made the game die faster before? Or what is it this year that caused you to stop playing sooner compared to previous years? Next up is from Only One Centurion. Says, why aren't you and the Sidemen as close as you guys were before? This is a question that comes up a lot, and not just about the Sidemen, but about anyone that I have played games with or interacted with over the years. And ultimately, it comes down to life, right? Now, I love the Sidemen. I love the guys there. I've got very, very good relationships with all of the guys in the Sidemen. Some of them considered my best friends through this industry, absolutely. But everyone's life is in a different phase. You know, they're a lot younger than I am. Some of them 10, 12 years younger than me. I've got 3 kids. You know, I'm a family man. I've got responsibilities that I don't have. So when let's say 5 or 6 years ago, hey, we're going to Ibiza for a week. Do you want to come? I was like, well, no, I've got a newborn. Can't be doing that one. So we're like not only is our lives on different paths, we're at different times in our lives, so it's very much more difficult to stay in the same circle, but also the content that we created and the paths that we chose through content creation deviated as well. The Sidemen went into a lot of group things, a lot of random games on their second channels and such, and they all kind of left FIFA. And I know Josh and Simon have come back to FIFA regularly. I know JJ obviously made a little comeback to FIFA as well. But generally speaking, they don't really play FIFA anymore, and they don't upload FIFA anymore. And I stuck pretty much primarily with FIFA, with the odd version here or there. And so that's pretty much why. There's nothing else to it. I've got a lot of love for those guys, and I respect them greatly. Kizza says, what motivates you to make multiple videos every single day, every day of the year? Does it not get boring? You know, for a day like today, it's more out of it's an interesting one. Most of the time, and I would say probably 99% of the time, maybe even more than 99% of the time, probably like 99.8% of the time or something, I make a video because there is something I want to like share with people. You know, if something new comes out in the game and I'm just excited for it, I'm like, okay, I just want to talk to people about this. I want to tell people about this, show my experience, share my experience, you know. So that's what motivates me to make videos every single day in that regard. On a day like today, though, when there was no content, I sat there and I thought I could just do a draft challenge just to get a video up. But it just doesn't feel right inside, because that is me making content for the sake of making content. And on days like that, yes, it does get boring. They are few and far between, but it does get boring. And it's both a blessing and a curse that we have a yearly cycle of a game for me personally, because what that means is when the new game comes out every year at the same time, I get a massive influx of views and new subs and revenue and all these different opportunities. And then as the game fizzles out, the revenue fizzles out, the viewership fizzles out, the motivation to make content fizzles out, and you get left in this kind of limbo spot that I'm in right now, where it's like I don't want to not upload because I've missed one day in pretty much 10 years, you know, one single day in just over 10 years on this channel, and so I don't want to miss a day. And so some of it comes down to the fact that it is literally almost just like pride of like, I just don't want to end the streak. You know, that one day that I missed was a regretful day, but here we are now, and we are again years and years on where I haven't missed another day. And so today I thought, for me to not miss a day, I could just upload some draft challenge video or some draft video that I don't really care about and I'm doing just to do. Then I thought, no, let me take this as an opportunity to just talk to them, you know, see where we're at, get some questions on the table, and go from there. But yeah, it can get boring. But one thing that keeps it like super fun is just the friendships that I've made through this industry, the day-to-day shenanigans of this industry. Like there's quite often times where I could make far more content and I don't, in fear of spamming people and having them be like, oh my god, can this guy just leave me alone, you know? So there's that as well. So Norman says, realistically, what is the upper age ceiling for someone to be properly good at FIFA? Elite 1, for example, do you think such a thing exists? Oh, absolutely. And the first thing before I get into kind of my viewpoint on this question is, let me ask you guys right now in the chat, if you're over 30, probably people under 30 will put their information into, and probably people will lie about it. But if you're over 30, tell me your age and your best rank in FIFA 20. I remember reading a Reddit thread, and there's a couple of guys in their 50s hitting elite very comfortably. One guy in his 40s hitting top 100 fairly regularly, and many guys in their mid to late 30s and early 40s hitting elite 3 very comfortably and better. FIFA's one of those games that, because it's not as high skill based as other games, it is a lot easier for older people to perform well. So a game like League of Legends or CS:GO, your hand-eye coordination, your reactions, your critical thinking and things like that are so valuable to being the best in that game. And as you get older, they deteriorate. And they don't even have to deteriorate at a high level for you to fall off the curve. Like if you're just 1/10 of a second slower than your opponent, but all the time, you're always gonna lose, right? In FIFA, the skill is different. It doesn't rely too much on like snap reactions or hand-eye coordination to a degree, or the most intense kind of reactions or anything like that, because a lot of it is just manipulating situations and patterns to your favor. So if we go back to FIFA 19, a lot of how to be great at FIFA 19 was step 1, letting the AI defend for you. Step 2, running down the wing, banging in a cross and heading it home. And that was basically all there was to it in a nutshell. Obviously, it's a little deeper than that. But because it's a lot of patterns and a lot of manipulating the exploits in the game rather than excelling at the skill in the game, it makes FIFA one of those games that is just way easier to stay way better at for far longer. If you look at some of the pros in FIFA, there are a couple of guys that are in their early 30s. You look at Bateson, I think this year he hit top 100, and last year he definitely hit top 100, and he's in, I think Bateson's 33 now. You look at Skills, I believe Skills is 33 or maybe even 34 now, and he is not just top 100, he is one of the best players in the world. It's a shame that he chose not to go to events and stuff, and I know why he didn't. I understand the logistics behind it all over the course of the last sort of 3 or 4 years. But Skills has beaten all of those, any NA guy that has made it very, very far in finals. Rest assured, Skills has beaten them. And I think he's just 1 year younger than me. So there is definitely potential for the upper ceiling for somebody to be properly good at FIFA to be in the 40s, maybe even the 50s, which is really, really interesting. Gummer says, will the show be coming back again? Yes, it will. So the show is a podcast that Toby and I started running on this channel. I think we've got 3 or maybe 4 episodes in, and then coronavirus hit. Lockdown came into play, and basically we're just not in a position yet again where we're ready to start opening up all of those doors, and so to speak, and everyone getting back on board for what had to go into the show to make it work. So it will be coming back just when the time is right and when it's safe to do so. Adam says, what do your family make of your job, and how do you separate your job and seeing your family as what you can do can be non-stop? So this actually had 5 likes straight away, and then it ended up having like 30 or 40 likes on the tweet. Obviously my family, depends what part of my family. Like, my family typically don't really understand what I do, and haven't taken too much interest in what I do, because you either like this industry or you don't. You can't force someone to engage or enjoy social media, especially a generation older. So but generally speaking, like, my partner and my kids don't really know what I do, but my partner is very supportive of me. She understands it very well, and it's allowed my life to change in ways that I never saw happening. I always dreamed and always thought and always hoped that I would be a success in life and would have all these nice things in life and have a great family and be able to provide for my family without a care. Never knew how that would necessarily happen, and because of you guys and what you've allowed me to do, that has allowed that dream to come true. So in terms of how do I separate my job and seeing my family? Well, for today, I was at the zoo all day with my kids. So it can be hard sometimes to make sure you spend enough time with your family versus enough time at work, because as you say, what this job is can be non-stop, and what this job genuinely is the more you put in, the more you get out, no matter what size you are. If you have 1 viewer, 100 viewers, 1,000 viewers, or 1 million viewers, the more you put in, the more you get out, And so for today, I'm putting in, so to speak, the time to make this video. And what I'll get out of that, hopefully, will be just a good, engaging video where I hope that you guys kind of get to know me a little bit better. Because on this channel, it used to be a lot of, we'll get to it with Ruin Around it, but it used to be a lot of personal conversations, a lot of discussions where people really got to know who I am and what I'm about. And then since FIFA 17 and FUT Champs, and since I started putting the Road to Glory on the second channel, that all stopped, and this more became about almost an information / entertainment channel where it's just me showing the new things on FIFA every day. So it kind of went in a different direction to what I used to have. So on a video today, like today, you know, I'm putting in the effort at the time, and I'm getting out, hopefully, some good connection with the viewers, with the audience. Hopefully a video that people like and engage with, and then of course revenue that comes along with that. And so yeah, it's whether or not it's how you judge of, can I just not work today? Can I not upload today? Can I choose to upload something that I know will get less views today and then have a day off, versus I want to see my family, spend time with my family, and so on and so forth. So I'll be honest, I don't have it right. There are some weeks where I spend way too much time doing my job or in this industry, and then there are some weeks where I spend way too much time not putting enough effort in, if that makes sense. Not, you know, way too much time with my family, or, you know, basically, so like this week, for example, I took a big step back from social media and from just streaming and uploading videos and whatnot, just because I felt burnt out. So it was a great week to spend with the family. Got a lot of time in with the family and stuff. So yeah, it could just be tough, man. It could just be tough. Like any job, like any person, you know, like some dads out there. Obviously, what I have the luxury of is being somebody that works from home. So I get to see my kids anytime I want, whenever I want. Some dads get up at 6 or 7 in the morning. They don't even see their kids before they get out of bed because they've already gone to work. And by the time they get home from work, they're, you know, their kids are already in bed. So they only get to see them on the weekends. So I'm super lucky that I got the job that I got where I can see them whenever I want. Rayan says, since you're playing 2K21, will you play my team on my park, and will it be uploaded to YouTube? So I will be playing my team primarily because I just really like the mode. I know my park is like the biggest, most popular mode in NBA 2K. So I might try it. I didn't try it in 2K20. I had 2K20 for about 2.5 weeks before FIFA 20 came out. This year, I think we're going to have 2K21 for about 4 or 5 weeks before FIFA comes out. So I should be able to put in a whole bunch of time, and I will be uploading it to YouTube, and I think I'm going to upload it to this channel. So we'll have to see how that goes. Carlos says, ever thought of bringing back Ruin Around Them, my favorite videos back in the day? So for those of you that don't know, I used to have this series that was like the staple of my channel from like FIFA 11 all the way up to like FIFA 15 or FIFA 16. And it was called Ruin Around Them. And the principle behind it was I would just build a team, play one game, and talk over that game whilst playing the game. I'd play the game live. All my reactions within the game would be live, and I would be almost telling a story whilst making that video. So I'd explain some of the things that were going on during my life back when I was running pubs, or from my childhood, or somebody would ask a question in the comment section. I'd be like, oh, that'd be a good idea to talk about that. We'd talk about potentially the football and things like that. I spent one episode explaining why I hate Liverpool. And in a nutshell, it's because they cheated Arsenal out of an FA Cup final, and it just left a sour taste in my mouth. So, you know, little things like that I would go through and talk to people. And what happened is the social media industry started blowing up, and the idea of gameplay commentaries kind of fell apart, and gameplay commentaries weren't really what people wanted anymore. They didn't want one game that's commentated over the whole thing. They wanted a more of an account of what had happened for the whole day or for the whole week or something like that. So the Ruin Around Them style videos just fell off, and every time I did another episode here or there, I was like, all right guys, I've been like getting asked for this back a lot. I would do a video on it and it would just tank for views. And it's the sort of thing where it's like, I think the reason why Ruin Around Them will be a struggle to bring back now is because what that was me kind of being live for 20 to 30 minutes and telling my stories. We do that now on stream. So it would be easier to clip parts of streams and put them up on YouTube to showcase the storytelling instead of going for a dedicated actual video. So yeah, I think the rise of streaming and live content really destroyed the core concept of what Ruin Around Them and what I offered from that was. So we've got 3 more questions, guys. Luke, with the first one, he says, would you rather give up making YouTube videos or give up streaming? By the way, don't take finances into your decision, asking which you prefer. It's a really tough one because they both have lots of pros and lots of cons. I think I would much rather give up YouTube quite simply because you get to see the real me when streaming. And going back to that ruining around a random comment and a comment from a few back, when I'm just doing a draft video, it's very, hey guys, I'm building the draft. Hey, here's the gameplay, this is what I did. Hey, here's the packs, that's pretty cool. When I'm doing a 6 PM content or a content drop video, it's like, hey guys, here's the new content, here's my opinion on it, that's the end of it. When I'm streaming, I get to have the banter back and forth with the chat. I'm very like quick-witted and sharp-tongued. I could be very like sarcastic, very dry humor quite a lot of the time, and you just don't get to see that on YouTube. And so I think that side of me, I personally believe, is far more entertaining than the side of me where I'm just kind of explaining what's on the screen you know. So I think for me personally, I enjoy streaming more than I enjoy YouTube, because I get to show just not the real version of me, as if me being on YouTube is fake, but I get to show a deeper version of me. I get to let people into my life a lot more. I get to interact in real time with fans. Like if I upload a YouTube video at say 9 PM and then I don't read a comment until like 12 o'clock the next day, it's like, wow, these people all showed up. Tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of people all showed up to watch my content, and I didn't even give them anything back. I didn't like a comment or read a comment or respond to a comment, and that makes me feel like quite sad inside. But on stream, I try and read as many comments as I can and engage as much as I can with the chat. And so having that like real-time one-on-one interactions with people, learning from their experiences, learning about their experiences and stories and stuff, I personally find to be just more rewarding for me as a content creator. So 2 more questions left, guys. One is from Cali SEG. He says, you've accomplished so much within your career as a content creator. Stop, I have. My question is, what's next for you? Are you content with YouTube streaming or FIFA, or is there an interest to do next level things in or outside of your career? I would love to do more things, man. I've got a list as long as the day is of things I want to try, want to do, want to achieve. And I've spent the last sort of like 12 to 18 months putting into place a team of people around me that are going to help me hopefully realize and achieve those dreams. But like with anything, you know, there's stumbling blocks along the way, issues that you never saw coming. Like coronavirus has just thrown a lot of the things that I have planned for this summer out the window. And it's also that there is that fine balance between, okay, I have got myself to a pretty comfortable position in life financially because of you guys and because of YouTube. But I'm also not in a position where I could just pack it all up and if it goes wrong, still live happily ever after. So I've got to take care of making sure I get the balance right between still giving the right energy and the right time and the right commitment to YouTube streaming and other social media before being like, hey, let me go and launch, I don't know, a bag. Maybe I might, or you know, I might. Who knows? I might launch a bag now. I might do one of those like £1 for life bags or something. I don't know. But before I can move on to the next level things that I really want to do, I just have to get to a position where I know in my mind I'm just comfortable that if it all went wrong, my family would still be protected and cared for the rest of reasonable time, you know. And then last but not least, we've got Marcus Gomes, obviously a pro player, and this is a good one for me because it just makes me feel nice when the best people out there think that I have the abilities to be the best as well. He says, what are your goals regarding FUT Champs in 21? I honestly think you're good enough to hit Elite 2-1/top 100 pretty consistently. Do you have any personal goals for Champs in 21, or is it more of a less serious approach, incoming and more focused on just enjoying the road to glory? And the reason why this is interesting, because this is a question I think I've been asked the most over the last 4 years, is why haven't I hit top 100? Why am I not a consistent Elite 1 player? FIFA 17, I hit Elite 1. FIFA 18, I hit it twice. FIFA 19, I hit it once, I think, as well. FIFA 20, I didn't hit it. Maybe I didn't even hit it in FIFA 19 either. I can't particularly remember. And for me, FUT Champs, the problem with FIFA is the level of time. It almost coincides with what we just talked about in the last comment, right? In the last question. The amount of time I would have to put in to get to that Elite 2-1/top 100 level would be me putting in time that is taken away from doing something that I feel like is far more valuable in my life, whether that be spending time with the family, making different or better content, streaming something more casual, or just not having the stress and pressure of having to perform on FIFA. I find to be just far more beneficial to me. You know, like, I know Skills, at the start of every year, Skills will sit in his basement and play FIFA for like 16 hours a day against, he'll just go into division rivals and just spam. He'll get to Division 1 extremely quickly, which means from very, very early on, all he's doing is playing the absolute best players that are possibly available to play, and it makes him a much, much better player. He plays hundreds of games to get to that level. For me personally, I can't do that anyway, because I do have 3 children, because I do have other responsibilities. I'm not saying Skills has no responsibility, or anyone that gets top 100 has no responsibility. I'm just saying, for me personally, I am spread thin as it is. So for me to say to myself, okay, this week or this month, I'm just going to dedicate my life to getting better and better and better at FIFA. The amount that I'd have to sacrifice for that is never returned by getting Elite 1, and would never be returned by getting top 100. Like, I think if I did get top 100, that video would bang, sure. But how much would I have to sacrifice to get there? How many videos would I have to give up or pass up on or whatever of doing fun things and whatnot to get there? And so, because we do the Road to Glory, which of course is massive on the second channel, a lot of time goes into the Road to Glory, a lot of energy goes into the Road to Glory, and I get a video every day. I would basically not have to stop the Road to Glory, but I'd basically have to run 2 accounts, because I would have to have a pay-to-win account where I've got a super team that I put the time in to learn and get better with, and then I'd have to have the Road to Glory account where I've, like this year, for example, you know, grinding icon swaps and objectives and things like that. I was playing sometimes 25 or 30 games of FIFA a day, but not in a manner that was allowing me to get better, but in a manner that was just allowing me to complete objectives. You know, when you're trying to score for that Politano with some random guy, you're not improving as a player when doing that. And so it's just tough. Would I like to be a consistent Elite 2-1 or top 100 player? Absolutely. I know some people are naturally skilled and can just do it naturally and don't have to put too much time or energy into getting that good. For me personally, I'm not quite that naturally gifted with FIFA. So I actually have to learn exactly what we were talking about earlier on. For the older people playing at a high level, I have to learn what are the broken mechanics, what are the things that I can manipulate, what are the best ways for me to give myself that best advantage to win the game. And that so far in my life has just been time that I haven't been willing to sacrifice to learn it. Maybe FIFA 21 would be different, I don't know. It depends on what they do with the rewards and that, well, that's it really, what they do with the rewards. Is it going to be rewarding? Is it going to be actually worth my time in general to hit top 100, or is it not? And so that's where we're at, guys. So anyway, that's going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.